If you were to think about just some of the small things we can do in our everyday lives to help other people, not necessarily our kids, it could be our colleagues, it could be strangers, um, to do our bit to help other people feel seen, or less alone. What are some of the things that anyone on this call could do?
Mm. Always acknowledge another person, even if they don't at that moment want to be acknowledged.
Mm.
I mean, I've certainly had the experience of walking along a footpath, someone's coming the other direction on a phone, and
Yep.
I say, "Good morning," and not a flicker. But I'm not discouraged.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
keep doing it. Always remember that young man who jumped off the bridge. Remember that remember the aching loneliness. One third of all I mean, I talked about the young adult phenomenon. One third of all Australian adults report feeling lonely most of the time. Now, that's not their fault, that's our fault. And
Mm.
and when people are starting to feel lonely, when they get caught in the spiral of loneliness,
Mm.
they are very unlikely to reach out.
That's right.
It's one of the great ironies of loneliness that you become even more withdrawn.
Yeah.
Those of us who are not lonely need to be alert, need to be looking out. Is there someone in your street at risk of social isolation? Just go and knock on the door. Just say, I've got some lemons off the tree. Do you want a couple? Or a new person arrives in the street. Uh, I don't want to annoy you, but I just live over the road. I'm Hugh. If you want anything, give us a buzz. Here's my number. Or you come in and have a cup of tea or something. We don't want to overdo it. I heard a woman in a research project I was conducting in Melbourne a few years ago on the subject of neighbourhoods and so on. This woman said she lived in a cul-de-sac in Melbourne, and someone in the cul-de-sac decided they need to develop a stronger sense of community, so they were going to have pizza night every Friday night. And this woman said on Friday night, I pull the blinds down and pretend I'm out. It's too much. I don't want to have pizza with the neighbours every Friday. You can't overdo it. But just
Oh.
always acknowledge them.
Mm.
Always acknowledge the stranger, anyone. Just if a Martian visited our planet and we said, "Oh, we humans, we're social creatures. We all need each other. We need to make connection," and then the Martian looked at us, they'd say, "I don't think so."
Yeah.
Too
Yeah.
many occasions when I see people just ignoring each other.
Mm.
Don't ignore the smile, the wave. G'day, looks like rain. Anything that says, I noticed you.
Mm.
And that might lead to another person wanting to unburden themselves on a particular subject. What it will do is increase the probability that that person will acknowledge someone else. There's a
Mm.
ripple effect from kindness.
Yep.
If I'm kind to you, you might not be kind to me, but you're
Mm.
more likely to be kind to someone else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
That kindness revolution.
Yes, yes. It starts with us. We wring our hands about the state of the nation, and there are plenty of things to notice about Australian society. We are becoming more socially fragmented. I've already said social isolation is our big number one public health issue. We're living in smaller and smaller households.
Mm.
Almost 30% of all Australian households contain just one person. That's a prescription. Not everyone who lives alone is lonely, but it's a hazard for us. Our
Yeah.
rate of relationship breakdown is a hazard. Our busyness is a hazard. We're all, the neighbours are having drinks on, sorry, too busy. Don't disturb dad, he's busy. So that's an excuse for withholding ourselves from social interaction. We're more mobile than we used to be. And of course, we've been seduced by the information technology revolution because it's so brilliant. It is clever, but
Mm.
it's making it easier than ever before in human history for us to stay apart from each other. Let's
Mm.
be alert to what those trends are. They're our trends. We're making choices about how to live, resulting in these social trends. Let's recognize that they are actually damaging the social fabric. And that's not some vague out there thing, that's us.
Yeah.
When we wring our hands about the state of Australian society, dream about it. Well, how could it be better? Oh, well, we could be kinder, we could be more compassionate, we could be more patient, we could be better listeners, we could be less violent. Ah, could we? Well, if we all start to live like that, it's a street by street, it's a household by household, street by street proposition. There's no
Mm,
magic wand. We're not going to have the kindness police established. We're not going to have a ministry of kindness. It's not a government problem. It's us. We dream of what kind of society this could become, and we can make it that kind of society
mm,
simply by living as if in our own street, in our own school, in our own workplace, living and encouraging our kids to live as if this is the kind of world we want it to be.
mm.
If enough of us are doing that, that's the kind of world it will become.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is. It is within our power. And it absolutely starts. It starts around the dinner table. It starts, when you're wandering down the street, and it's definitely an experiment worth taking part in. That's for sure. There's not a lot of downside to um, implementing this.
No. Well, at a time when so many people say, oh, it's all beyond our control. Look what's happening in Gaza or Ukraine, or look at Trump, look at climate change. It's all, I'm powerless. No, you're not. What is within our control
Yeah,
is the state of the community that we are part of.
yeah.
And we can help to heal that and to help it flourish by engaging with it, participating, and showing kindness at every turn.
Mm. I cannot argue with anything you've said there. Um, I'm just thinking about, well, what I should probably clarify with you what you just said. Um, but instead, I'll ask you the next question.
Yes.
Now, it can feel overwhelming to think about all of the challenges that we face, and so many things that are happening that may feel out of our control. But I think we can also choose to look for the good, and look for hope.
Mm,
So, when you do think about all of the challenges that we're facing as families and communities, what is there that still gives you hope?
mm. It's my belief in human nature, Belle. I know that in our essence, we are cooperators. We have the capacity for compassion and for kindness and tolerance and inclusiveness and so on. And I remind myself when I see examples of really bad behavior, violent, unkind, lacking in compassion, and so on, I remind myself that those are damaged people. Those are humans not yet fully evolved, not yet fully flourishing, not being true to the better angels of our nature, to
Mm,
quote Lincoln again. Uh, yes, there are damaged people, there are wounded people, and people who behave. I mean, it's an inflexible rule. People who behave badly are
mm,
damaged people. They're
yeah.
wounded people. They need healing in order to behave better. Uh, but when we are being true to ourselves, we run a society that survives. We commit ourselves to social harmony. I don't particularly like the term social cohesion. I think we can more easily understand social harmony. Doesn't mean we're all the same.
Mm,
It means we listen to all our distinctive voices and learn to sing in harmony. And that's a beautiful thing. And we're capable of doing it. We did it 42,000 years ago. And we do bring ourselves back from the brink. That's what gives me hope. There are
mm,
times when you feel like uh, sinking into despair. It's very easy to
mm,
despair, very easy to become cynical,
mm.
negative, and to just withdraw from the
Yeah.
action. Don't let's do that. Let's stay engaged. Let's keep on being true to who we actually are, and by our example, encouraging others to do the same.